have partners, collaborators with all of the projects and programs that have been directed to our charge as a Pioneer Mandate Secretariat, Women Affairs, and for children, and with a very special spotlight on persons with disabilities. Please, let's put our hands together. Let's celebrate the persons with disabilities. And I thank you very much for someone here who should be translating for the disability. Okay, please, can you come and stand here? Thank you very much. Please, very quickly, gallant. Thank you, gallant. Thank you very much. Today I welcome us all of my distinguished collaborating partners, and I want to specially appreciate and acknowledge our beautiful host venue, the director, the tier leather director of Abuja Parks and Recreation. She's a gardener, and she's a woman of foremost civil service representation who worked with us assiduously on the Every Home a Garden project in 2024. Madam Ifoma is not here right now, but she's represented by one of her senior directors, Madam Chalia. You're welcome. Thank you very much. The entire team here, we say thank you, and we appreciate you for giving us such a spectacular setting, which of course we know has come by the blessing of God. And as we have sang it in the national anthem, O God of all creation, here to direct our local cause and work all things together, we can only appreciate God for the beauty of Aso Rock, the rock itself, which is directly behind us and which is a gift of nature and of God in this setting of Abuja's foremost green recreation park, the Abuja Parks and Gardens. I want to also specially acknowledge the jury, the judges, who are for the Every Home a Garden 2024 Pioneer Cohort, coordinated what was Nigeria's highest entry of participation of over 500, but 406 which cleared the assessments for the competition. As we welcome every one of you, please help me properly appreciate the Chief Judge, a garden himself, as the Honorable Minister told me he is, Francis Adunoye, with over 30 years experience at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture and here in the FCT. We are grateful for all of that intervention. You are welcome. For you and the jury, please, the rest of the jury, can you stand? Let's just honor you here and now. Thank you very much, Dr. Dayo Kosa. Thank you very much, Madam Director Chalia. We appreciate you and the team. Thank you. You may be seated. The rest of the protocols here today must celebrate the women who made the difference by being the difference. Women who put their hearts and their hands to the earth and to their farms, in their homes, growing food to eat, at the charge and the instruction of Her Excellency, the foremost driver, the Renewed Hope Initiative, national chairman of that Renewed Hope, through the Every Home a Garden project, program, and intervention. I celebrate every one of you once again. Thank you for having committed yourself. Today we have been very deliberate about inviting all of you here, all 406 of you, because no woman shall be left behind. Everyone who participated has become a woman of first reference in the First Ladies Project, which is now the project of the nation through the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. It gives me great pleasure, therefore, to welcome all of us as invited guests, as special guests here, to this all-important event, which is the close-out ceremony of the Every Home a Garden and a very special intervention in ministerial engagement with the women of the 2024 RHI FCT Every Home a Garden competition with the person of none other than the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, the distinguished senator, himself a distinguished farmer, Dr. Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, and his entourage for this occasion. In welcoming all of you, permit me also to celebrate the project distinction of the Federal Capital Territory, which is clearly demonstrated through the action of our own Mr. Project, His Excellency the FCT Minister, Barrister Nyesom Ezenwo Wike. Not only has he made infrastructure projects, every woman in the FCT is a human project. And I'd like to say we are number one. Today is our day. We are here to celebrate FCT women for participating in the 2024 RHI Every Home a Garden, which as an acronym we call EHAG competition, initiated by Her Excellency the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Oluremis Tinubu, CON. It all started in July 2023 when Her Excellency the First Lady launched the Every Home a Garden competition to encourage women in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT to practice home gardening using traditional gardening methods, container gardening techniques, urban farming styles and interventions, soilless culture, to create gardens at home and therefore to create gardens that will grow food for the household. This lofty initiative was conceived to enhance immediate and sustainable food supply in the home and country at large. The home garden idea further aimed at promoting self-sufficiency, neighborhood sufficiency, community sufficiency, improving the collective well-being and ensuring food security as not just an intervention, but a hobby of engagement and nourishment, encouraging a culture of sharing and communal living on a broader scale. The initiative is targeted to redirect the consciousness of Nigerians through the mindset of Nigerian women to use any available space and utilize within the premise of their homes for growing food. It was a bold attempt to reset Nigeria on the pathway of renewed hope, not just as an agenda, not just as an initiative, but as a collective action of patriotic commitment. The pathway of revitalizing our vast agricultural endowment across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, with women leading the way, has given us today our celebration of such significant representation. To participate in the competition, the FCT Women Affairs Secretariat swung into action by inauguration of a competent committee with a mandate of reaching out to FCT women, guiding them through processes of the competition. A total of 416 video entries were eventually selected following the assessments, and their gardens were also physically inspected by the committee and members of competent jurists. For this, I'd like to very particularly appreciate Abu Mama Deborah Bonire, who at that time of serving was a woman who took the charge with my media and information team to make such an outstanding intervention across the 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory. Spanning days, the panel of jurists assessed all entries with parameters such as location of the garden, variety of vegetables, use of available space, alternative gardening methods, garden capacity to add value to domestic needs of the family, and decency, aesthetic in the garden, and so on and so forth. At the end of it all, the first position entry with code number 0002, name Hajia Hawa Aminu, emerged as the overall winner in FCT and was also among the top 3 at the national level. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, I would like to point out, none of these women were known by their names. They were only named by numbers. It was only at the conclusion of the competition that we got to know who the number and the name and the identity of that individual person was. It was a challenge for me because Hajia Hawa Aminu is the head of our Adolescent Girls Department in the Women Affairs Secretariat. And I was like, I cannot have someone from Women Affairs Secretariat win this competition without it looking like we were compromised. It was when they explained to me that there was no way anyone knew Hawa was 0002 that became 0001 for FCT. So again, I must commend the judges and the jury for such an outstanding process of transparency and final outcomes. Distinguished, eminent ladies and gentlemen, these women seated here are all winners of the competition. And that is why today we celebrate them, leaving none behind. They've come from all of their different locations, and we are so excited to see them. Today, therefore, we are gathered to intentionally commend their efforts, celebrate them, and not just for participating, assure them we are about to take them to the next level of this intervention. Permit me to use this opportunity to appreciate all our collaborators, to thank you, and to assure us all that in the FCT